What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dueling Pages podcast. Today, we're supposed to cover another movie, but we're not doing that today. We're going to be jumping ahead, and we're going to be covering Chronicle from 2012. This movie has a weird domino effect I love to follow back on every so often.
Oh?
Well, obviously, you have your actors in this movie. You have Michael B. Jordan. This is like one of his big first movies.
Yeah.
Distant Fruitvale Station. You have, can't remember his fucking name, but the Green Goblin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who later went on to star in Tarzan 2, and also he was in a different movie that really bombed. But Josh Trank directed this movie, and he also directed Fan Four Stick. The thing I like to follow up on this every so often is he was supposed to do a Boba Fett movie based off the success of this movie, and between this and Fan Four Stick, there's this small time in 2014 where he was hired, the scripts were written, and everything was prepared, and then something happened with either him or Disney, and it just went fucking haywire.
Did Disney have Star Wars in 14?
Yeah, they bought it in 2012.
I don't know why I thought they bought it way closer to the release of Force Awakens.
Force. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why, but dude, don't ask me. I know Star Wars lore, not real life lore. Real life lore sucks. This place sucks. So Grayson hates this movie with a passion. So tell me.
I don't hate this movie.
You gave it 2 out of 5. That's 4 out of 10. That is below average. So that means you hate it, you dumb bitch.
So
now get to talking.
My 2 stars is what I consider laundry movies, where movies where if I throw it on while I'm doing laundry or chores, it's perfectly a fine movie.
Well,
it's not a movie
by definition, 2 out of 5 being under 50% means it's not fine. You would never watch it again, and it's bad. It is below average by every definition.
Putting it on in the background.
Fine would be 2.5 out of 10
chores.
because that would be perfectly mid. This isn't fine in your own opinion. Or you just don't understand how numbers work, and that makes me even angrier.
That's how the stars make me feel, geek.
So it made you feel like it was below average and pointless. That's what you're saying. No matter what you're saying, based on your, you can say this thing, but your rating system is wrong. Something's wrong. Either you are or your rating system is. Pick one. Either you're stupid or your rating system's stupid.
Hey, geek, what's the biggest crime a movie can commit? Being boring.
It wasn't boring.
This doesn't get me emotionally entangled with any of the characters. I actually hate most of them. I mean, they killed the one that's pretty decent.
Bro doesn't oh my god. Okay.
I understand that it's supposed to be a fall from grace. Yes, I understand that.
It's not even supposed to be a fall from grace, you stupid fuck. Okay, so you've got this, it's not even a friend group going into it. You've got the popular kid. You've got the cousin who is kind of friends with the popular kid, but not really. They're not close. And then you've got the loser cousin who's not friends with anybody. They stumble on this thing that ends up giving them powers. Cool. They're still not friends at the start of that, but they start to grow as friends as they're developing these powers. That's pretty cool. But slowly, it's not even that they start to change as people early, but Steve, Michael B. Jordan's character, and Andrew, the Green Goblin, because I don't know the other guy's name. I know his name in the movie is Matt, but yeah. Steve and Andrew end up weirdly becoming good friends, which I kind of like that, the popular kid and the loser. But Matt fucks off. He totally ditches them. Also, first thing, Matt is the biggest piece of shit and is the reason all of the bad things in this movie happen. Oh yeah, I want my cousin to go to this party and to make friends. Oh, the first person who's talking to him and having a good time, let me interrupt and steal her and never let him talk to her again for no fucking reason. Other than I'm a douchebag. And then I'm going to only talk to this girl and never talk to my cousin again and never help him with his problems, even though his mom is currently dying, his father's abusive, and I know all of these things. But I'm just going to steal the girl that's the first person who's ever talked to him that wasn't me And yeah, Matt is the problem. Matt is an awful person. And then he gets to pretend to be the hero at the end of the movie when he's just so not. I hate Matt. Matt is the cause of the downfall of Andrew. Well, Matt and the abusive father and the mother dying, and then
I think Andrew's just a piece of shit.
No.
No, seriously, he's not likable at all. He is a loser who blames everyone else for his issues when they're clearly his problems that he's caused for himself outside his mom and dad.
He definitely killed his mom and definitely asks his father to beat him to death and asks to be bullied at school.
You just made that whole word after I just said, besides his mom and dad, every one of his other issues when it comes to
all the bullying at school is his fault, right? People being douchebags to him, throwing him around, breaking his stuff. That's just his fault.
Videotaping people.
So
That's
what?
Weird.
No, it's not. You're in a public place. I don't need your consent to do fucking anything, actually.
It's a school.
It's a public school. I know that's hard for you to understand. Words are difficult. But also, it's a school. But the other girl, she can walk around filming everybody at school all the time, and that's okay.
She's part of the fucking...
No, she's not. She's filming it for her own blog, you dumb motherfucker. Watch the movie. Watch the movie. The only reason that you don't like him recording is because he's a loser. That's it. You just think because he's a loser, he must be a creepy weirdo. But she's a hot girl, so it's allowed.
She puts it away when she needs to.
No, she doesn't. Literally not one scene in this movie is she without holding her camera in someone's face. You're just changing your tune because it's okay for the girl to do it, but not for Andrew. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You're a piece of shit. You don't get to call anyone a piece of shit when you're a piece of shit. No, I'm upset with Grayson's existence. This is going to be a long episode. We're not even 10 minutes in.
Out before we even started recording. I don't know.
And then Grayson's being fucking stupid. Did you not watch the movie? Or
I did, and I didn't care for it.
Because you weren't paying attention. You were probably too busy playing fucking Madden again. Or whatever video game you play on the side while watching these movies. And that's why there's always a reason for me to crash out, because he doesn't pay attention and then wonders why he doesn't like things.
Literally, I've done that only a few times, only during rewatches when I'm watching Spider-Man, which I've watched 1,000 times. So
then what were you doing that made you not pay attention? Scrolling TikTok?
I was paying attention.
But so the chick is allowed to record all the time, and Andrew was never recording directly in people's faces. He'd go, "This is my school," and just walk around. And then he's recording himself eating lunch, and somebody got upset because the camera's pointing tangentially in their direction. And
they're allowed to be upset.
Okay, so
you're allowed to not want to be recorded.
Cool. And I'm allowed to just keep doing it. Genuinely, though. As much as, you're completely on public property, it's not like he's specifically recording you. Get over it. Guess what? You're on camera anyways, because it shows us constantly all the security cameras everywhere. They were on camera anyway.
That's a completely different acceptability.
It really shouldn't be.
It shouldn't. Okay, there's a difference between shouldn't be and is.
Well, I don't care. Dude, and I know this movie came out in 2012, so people with cameras.
I literally said 2 things to you today.
Yeah, and then you started talking about this movie, and you're just... Well, Andrew's a piece of shit because he does the same thing that this character does. But you're not mad at her.
People. Then he fucking kills people.
That's way later. You don't get to say that all of the problems are because of the thing at the end of the movie. You didn't know that at the beginning of the movie, you dumb fuck.
There's signs. If anything, this is a movie about signs of mental health. And that we need to watch our friends better.
Right. But he's a piece of shit because his friend, because he's obviously going through things and his friends never try to help and no one tries to help.
No, they're like, hey, what's wrong, man? What's going on? And he literally will not even open up a single bit. He does, he has this immense power that he gains, and his friends are trying to help each other gain control of this by making rules, and they're like, hey, if you need help, let me know.
Do you remember at the beginning of this? I'm sure you don't because you didn't actually watch it. Do Do you remember at the beginning of this movie when they're talking about their powers? And which of the three main characters is the one who says they should use their powers to help people? Do you remember the first person to say that? Oh, it was Andrew, while the other two said they should hide it.
Because they weren't prepared for it. He's trying to jump off the deep end while they're trying to make sure they have a handle on it before they get anywhere involved with the public.
They want to get a handle on it by, if you remember, the rules were never using that. Not that they could change the rules later. It was always that they could never use them. That was the stupid rule that stupid Matt laid out before he went and.
The rule was not to use it on people.
Not to use it on people, not to use it in public, and just basic. So we can only help people, but as long as we only use the power from inside my house.
Okay, again, these are rules they're using when they're still trying to gain control over what the fuck's going on.
And then they
so
all
I'm sure
started
that
to
the
gain
rules
control.
can change through a different conversation having between the
Except
three
where
men.
was Matt? From that moment on, Matt's never around the group
I'm
again. So how's the
I'm not
rule going to
defending
change?
Matt.
Except
I'm
you
not
are.
defending Matt.
Well, you're defending everybody that's not Andrew. And like, sure, Andrew ends up killing people later. Yeah, the signs were there. Maybe, you know, Matt should have been a better cousin and not completely abandoned him.
And I'm not defending Matt. I'm just mad that Andrew killed Michael B. Jordan because he wouldn't even try. He wouldn't even try to be like, hey, I'm having a tough time. He said, get away from me. Not even like, I'm having a tough time. Leave me alone. He just said, fuck.
Obviously he's having a tough time. He's in the clouds sobbing. If you're not smart enough to understand that, maybe don't try to help people because you don't.
And Steve's trying to get him down and be like, hey, this is unsafe because lightning is happening in the clouds.
Then Andrew straight up says, dude, just go. It's not like it was a one-time saying things and then lightning happened.
So Steve can let Andrew die?
Yeah. Fuck it. Oh, he's such a bad person, but I don't want him to die. Pick a side.
No, Steve's doing the right thing by being helpful and trying to get his friend down from a very dangerous situation.
But also,
and
is it?
killing himself. Yes!
No, because
Steve died.
Okay, did we pay attention to how their powers work and who's good at what?
That Andrew has more of a hold on to it?
Well, not just that.
The act.
Andrew also, like, they talk about the shield and inability to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Andrew knows there's lightning around. They literally say it's not that you have to know the exact things coming. You just have to know something could be coming and you can shield yourself. Andrew probably was. And because he had a better handle on it, he can tell Steve to leave and it would be fine. But instead, Steve stays, even though dude told him to go. I don't know. If I tell you to leave and you don't leave, I'm going to be pretty upset too.
You can be upset at that person, but you can't be upset that they're trying to help.
I can. Fuck off. I don't want you here right now. Like, dude. Yeah. When you're going through things, sometimes you need somebody there. Other times you need to be left the fuck alone. And I don't know why it's okay for Andrew to say 27 times, leave me alone. But he's the asshole because Steve stayed and got struck by lightning.
Because Steve's asking him to come down so he doesn't die. It's more of a,
Andrew
hey, I want to make sure
okay.
you're safe. Doesn't matter if Andrew knew he'd be okay. Steve didn't. So Steve's being like, hey, I'll leave you. Like, I can tell you, that man would be like, cool, I can leave you alone now. We can chill. Like, I just need to make sure that you're not in the fucking clouds during a fucking storm.
The clouds is where he wanted to be.
Sure. Wrong time.
No. Right time. Thunderstorms are great.
Thunderstorms are great. I fully be like, yeah, that's dope as hell. But being in the clouds when what's happening is not a good idea.
Steve knows his grasp on his powers. Steve should know he'll be fine. Steve's panicking and pretending that Andrew is unable to handle anything and be able to be okay on his own, which is untrue. If Steve leaves, maybe Steve doesn't die and Andrew never completely freaks out. Suddenly this movie's boring, even though we can have this complex conversation over it. Turns out maybe he just wasn't paying attention.
No, I'm paying attention. It's your opinion. This conversation is not helping my opinion be a better movie. I think this movie is bare bones by, hey, we have a character that's already mentally like upset because of his mom dying and his dad being a piece of shit. Sure. And then they just take that and run with it. There's more complex ideas that are present here that they do never delve into. They never even like try to like massage out this movie. This movie's 84 minutes long. They can spend in like 10, 20 minutes trying to talk about other ideas that are present in the film.
But that's also part of the point, is it's not a movie. Not really. That's the point, and that's what makes it so good.
I fucking hate found footage for the most part.
That's crazy. I love it.
And this movie does not help its case because half the effects look horrible.
What effects look horrible?
Okay, their flying is very wire-like. Like they are wires.
That's fair. But I also, part of me just also thinks, like, if you could suddenly fly, that is also how you would look.
Probably,
like, that is like, so to me, I don't think of the wires. It's just like, no, that's what an idiot who suddenly gained the ability to fly would look like. You're not going to be Superman.
And how they explain the flight is more like they're moving themselves.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense in the thing, but all I can see is the wires because
sure.
Because like their back is like tensed up like this, like they're on a wire.
Sure.
But then there's like effects that are very what's the fucking word for it? You can see the compositing in it when it's like actual like real life effects. They look like they're plucked from like a blender and then plopped into the thing. It doesn't look real.
Sure.
And when you're working with found footage, it ruins the effect.
Sure.
Like at the end of the movie. Oh, sorry, little spoilers here.
Oh yeah, this spoiler review is gonna have spoilers. Shocker.
Yeah. But when the spear goes through him, it moves at a fast, like really weird rate, and it's very unsettling. It's an awesome scene. I'll admit that ending like little confrontation with all the cops around them. It's a very well put together scene, and it's actually really well done.
Yeah.
I basically gave it an extra like bump in grade for that.
Bro's gonna give it a 1 star.
No, it was going to be a 2-star, but like that was like okay, this is a nicer 2-star than I was going to go into it. But the effect just looks weird. A lot of the effects look weird in this movie. Like when he crushes with the car, you can like when you're looking at everything in the background, the car stands out. In a way, it's like a key item in a video game. A lot of the effects look like key items in video games rather than an actual real life thing in the place. And it's 2012. And it's a really like small budget movie.
Yeah.
I understand the limitations that are present here, but it ruins my immersion in the movie and what's going on. It takes me out completely.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I love found footage movies. They're great. I think that
there's some that are really good and I really enjoy, like Cloverfield, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Never seen it.
Love it. I know. It's a found footage movie and it's like it works well, and I'm not like taken out of it.
I don't know. I think it makes it so much more interesting, especially for something like this where it's, I don't want to say a superhero film, but like a movie where people get powers. Because it doesn't walk itself through the way that like a normal superhero movie would. Where like, yes, we see how they get their powers. But just like if they filmed this in any other way, there would be some part of the movie where they actually explain whatever the fuck that was underground and explain how they got their power. And that sucks. This is way cooler. Sure. Just being the kids who like, what the fuck did we just do? This is we just got these cool powers. What are they? I don't know. Who cares? We're just going to use them. And,
the idea of this movie is very interesting. I'll fully admit that.
And like, yeah, the friend who had the worst time, obviously, being the one who initially wants to help people, then being told no by the people you'd think would want to help people, then more bad shit happens. And then he completely goes off the deep end and it is funny that it's always the one who understands the powers the most that ends up getting completely corrupted by them every time. In everything, every piece of media. We both randomly got these powers, but I know how to use them better. I must be evil. It's like, all right, man. I mean, makes sense, but
I think it's also because they let the power consume them. Like Steve, he's got things going for him, and he's like, this is a fun party trick to use, and like maybe we can use this at some other time. Matt's a very bland character. I'll be fucking real with you.
You know, I hate him. He's bland, and then he steals. Shouldn't say steals because they didn't really know each other. It's just the timing feels fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, how fucked up would it be? You start talking to a girl and I just walk up and take her away and you never get to speak to her again and suddenly I'm dating her. That's fucked up.
Barney Stinson? That's crazy.
That's fucked up. Barney would never do that.
Literally does it.
Greatest wingman of all time. What do you mean?
Does it to Marshall constantly through the second season when Lily's gone.
Oh, well, does it? Yeah, but that was the point.
I know it's the point, but I'm saying you're like, you never would.
Yeah,
literally does.
Okay, that doesn't count. When he's doing it to be a good guy, it doesn't count. He's the greatest wingman of all time with the "Have you met Ted?"
Great show. I've been rewatching it lately. That's why I brought it up.
Nice.
No, it's an interesting idea, and like I understand the concept around it. And using found footage. The other problem I have with this movie with the found footage is the camera feels like another character rather than an addition to make the story go around.
Sometimes, yeah. Like when an individual character's holding it, it's fine. Mm-hmm. But when Andrew's doing the thing where he just has it floating there, it really does feel like somebody else should be there. It's almost like because they were doing it found footage and had somebody holding it at that point. You needed to like attach it to a stick or something. Mm-hmm. Make it sit at a weirder angle, like higher or lower than it normally would, just so it felt like it was being put up there and didn't feel like it was just another person following them for those situations.
There's also points, it's really prevalent in the beginning of the movie where it's like, they say camera, I swear to God, 50 times. Yeah. And it started pissing me off. I'm like, the point of found footage is it's supposed to be natural.
Right.
Literally a single mention of, I feel like recording. I feel like this is my senior year. I should record all my memories.
Right.
And then we stop talking with the camera.
See, the issue is it makes a lot of sense though, because I don't know if you've ever recorded things in public. If you have a camera, people acknowledge the camera. They talk about you having a camera. So it feels more natural that they keep mentioning it. Nobody mentioning it would be really weird. Because that's just not how even when people are fine with you having a camera and filming things, they mention that you have a camera because that's what people do.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when you get to the big group of people and they ask why he's recording, you'd be like, "It's my senior year. I want to record all my memories." And then everyone in that area doesn't need to mention it anymore.
Sure.
The single use, the word camera has been used. But also, why does he record his crimes?
Why not?
Why not record?
No, I don't know. You have to think about it. Stop thinking about it from powerless Grayson perspective and think about it from evil villain, I have all the power and can't die perspective. I am more powerful than all of you. What is it going to do that I recorded this? You can't stop me. It doesn't matter. Like, that's entirely it. Think like a villain for 2 seconds.
Is it to... It's not. It can't be to like assert power because
could be later. I think at this point the camera's just become part of him. He just wants to document everything. The camera is just part of his existence.
That the camera has become more of a friend to him rather than his actual friends. That was my thought. Like when it happened, but I'm like, buddy, you're doing crime.
Who's going to stop?
You murdered 4 people.
I genuinely think he thinks Steve was the only one who ever could have, and he was right. Matt could not have truly stopped him.
He did have to beat him through scummy means.
Like
he didn't do a kill move.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that. Not only that, but he's also burned half to death and can barely stand. I bet in any other situation, Matt tries that and it just doesn't work. And then Matt probably dies because he just stops the spear and then flings it at Matt. Mm-hmm. And then does the normal villain thing of kill your friend, and then you go, oh shit, what did I just do? As villains do.
As villains. Are you talking about Tarnath?
No. No, I kill my friends on purpose, like rakes.
Jesus Christ. But like that's my big problem with found footage usually is that the camera becomes another part of the story rather than just
You
being
really have to have a
form of
character that
documentation.
exists to be the cameraman.
That's what like the character in Cloverfield is TJ Miller. As much as he's a shitty person, he's the character who carries the camera 99% through that film. I think it's a few times where he hands the camera off for an actual reason. But he's the camera.
Yeah.
Like there's no the camera is a character because the character is holding the camera. At this one there's just it becomes a character by people keep making it a character. And it annoys me.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, like Paranormal Activity does found footage fine because that's like the whole point.
I was gonna say the big part of this is really like it wouldn't feel so bad if it wasn't the camera constantly acting like it was being held by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like genuinely, when Andrew's not holding it, he should just be setting it somewhere, setting it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then all three of them interact, and it shouldn't follow them around like a person would.
Yeah.
Because it just, even though I get that the entire point is that Andrew is also operating the camera while doing all these things, it's supposed to show how refined he is using his powers compared to everybody else. But it does take away from the found footage aspect because you think there should be another character here that should be being acknowledged, and there isn't.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think it would work better if he was setting it up throughout the whole movie, and then like when he starts his crime spree or at night where he does do the whole like moving the camera around with his powers. That works when everyone else is like thinking he's just putting it down, and the camera is like now we're as the audience now viewing that Andrew's starting to become more powerful, and then now we start to see him go up the deeper when he's holding the camera behind him while he's doing crime, and
yeah. He really did go off the deep end after he threw up on that chick. That really, it really killed it all. I mean, dude can't hold his liquor. That's tough.
Like it happens to all of us. No, thrown up.
You've thrown up on somebody while they were trying to blow you. Really?
No, not.
No, you said it happens to all of us. This is what happened.
I meant more throwing up from drinking too much.
But that's if he had just thrown up, that wouldn't be a problem. There's a bigger problem here.
I know they threw up on the girl, but like,
which is tough. What a tough way to go. Honestly, that would be the start of my villain origin story too. Like, yeah, I'd become a villain after that. That's fair.
I mean, I get like being embarrassed and like that being like a really sucky experience, but like, why make it everyone else's problem?
Why not? You know the only part of his villainy that actually bugs me? Why do you rob the poor like mom and pop gas station? Go rob like a corporation. I don't care. If you rob Walmart, I'm going to cheer you on. You're not a villain.
Also, with his whole shield thing, he doesn't shield from that shotgun when he sees the immediate danger. He swipes it away, which is like, the whole thing has been, I know how to shield better than everyone else in this group.
Yeah.
So why are we swiping away the shotgun when there's clear danger everywhere around you? It's a fucking gas station with the shotgun.
Maybe that's why. Was like, he can shield himself, but it doesn't like extend out past him. Mm-hmm. And he was literally directly in front of a gas pump. So that was his thought is, I don't want to explode, and then accidentally threw it right into a propane tank. You can't.
That didn't catch me off guard, though. I was like, oh, he's going to use the shield. Oh, no, everyone exploded.
All right.
Yeah. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, everyone's dead. All dead. Yeah.
It's just... And like the characters are very well known. I mean, as much as I like Steve as like a very charismatic like jock, he doesn't really have much depth to him besides I'm here to die.
Well,
I'm here to be liked and then to die.
Yeah. I mean,
like
no character has that much. Like Andrew has some, I guess,
Andrew has trauma, and that's it.
But
He has
trauma, but then like I don't know. It's the same depth of every villain. I feel like though it's not true depth. It's just villainy, where it's like trauma. I want to be the good guy. Idiot good guy friends don't want to let me use my powers for good. And to me, that entirely is he's mad because, at least to him, he is stronger and he knows that. He knows how to use his powers better than they do, and they don't. So they want to understand their powers better before he can use his, and he doesn't like that, which, like, fair enough.
They see him make an idiot mistake, so they want to make sure everyone's at the same page. He swipes the car into the fucking creek, and that guy almost dies because of his mistake.
It's fine.
But it's like,
Deserved.
maybe that's why they try to stop him from using his powers as much as when they're not training. It's to make sure he has a hand on.
That guy in the Bronco deserved it.
Just because he's an ass.
Don't drive like that if you don't want to die. That's literally. Don't care.
Andrew can simply, instead of swiping it to the fucking guardrail that's there for a reason.
Well, if you swipe it the other way, there was also a guardrail.
How about push it forward, like so he stops. He like.
Fuck that.
It indents the front of the Bronco a little bit.
Make him stop so what? He can just speed back up. Well, good's that gonna do?
But with how powerful Andrew is, he's probably setting up those airbags.
So the car keeps going. And also, it's an airbag. They go poof, and then they deflate immediately. Bronco's catching back up.
Now if the car can't run anymore.
Well, now you're asking for a much different crash, and that would cause the guy injuries and maybe kill him too.
I'm asking for basically him to make a wall with his power, and then it just by like.
Yeah, and crashing into a wall at 65 is worse than crashing into a river.
65. They're going like 30.
No.
That's why they was getting, like that.
Actually, no. They were in Washington. They were going 55. I guarantee it.
I've never been.
I've been on those roads.
I haven't. So
it is the most annoying place to drive because you're driving between towns and you're stuck only going 55. It makes sense because you're in the woods and you don't know what's going to pop out. But gods, is it slow? At least living in Wyoming, where the speed limit on the highway is 80. 55 is so slow. It's so slow, Gracie.
The most west I've been on the mainland USA is Iowa.
That's not a place.
Well, I did go to Missouri on accident, so like other than
that, go to the
like,
wrong state on accident.
Well, I was a passenger in the car, someone just didn't know where to go. We were supposed to go to Kentucky, and they went to Missouri. Same direction. Southwest.
Okay. Sure.
So I have no idea how people on the west side of this country drive.
Fast.
Yeah. YOLO,
No, there's not that many people, and everywhere is straight and flat. So just floor it.
There are mountains eventually.
Yeah, but most highways don't go through the mountains.
They should. That'd be cool.
No, it's much more dangerous, and you got to drive a lot slower.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Driving through Virginia was scary just because of the fucking apps.
Bro's afraid of the App Store. That's tough.
No, the Appalachian Mountains. The roads on those mountains are very, very old. As much as same as the mountain it's in.
No, because the Appalachian Mountains, another weird hyperfixation of mine at one point,
are hills.
Well, no, the Appalachian Mountains in particular, because they're literally older than life itself.
It's true.
It's terrifying. They existed when there were only things that went bump in the night. There are things in those mountains. I will never go there.
Not even for a ghost.
Oh God, no! What? No, God, no! Fuck that! No, it's not a ghost. I promise, it's not a ghost. It's something else, and I'm not going to it. Nope.
Yeah, apparently I'm not supposed to say those words because
no. I live in a city now, so I'm a little less afraid. But
little less afraid. Not that he's completely like safe. He's like, it could still happen. I
It
can
could
still have a
still
deer on its back legs at my door.
That's not just what that means, but yes, I could. It could happen.
That's
terrifying.
that's the best example I can use without
Also,
you saying the
today's
fucking
tough.
words.
I'm afraid to go downstairs. So apparently my building is having a bunch of problems with our
AC.
our like key fob things that allow us to use our elevators and get in the building.
So you're free to use the elevator.
So when I get downstairs, I'm not sure I can get back up.
You guys don't have stairs?
Well, I took the stairs once, and the
I'm sure
doors
the
are
eighth
locked,
floor.
and I can't get into my apartment, so I had to go back down.
Good workout.
So hopefully when I go down to figure that out, I can at least get, hopefully whoever's running security tonight can make the elevator work somehow. Hopefully they have a path. Or can tell me how to use the fucking stairs and like get the door to open.
Hey, security, can you tell me how to use stairs?
I'm gonna ask it like that because it's funny. Can you tell me how to use the stairs? Yeah. You know, you lift one foot higher than the other. No, I mean the fucking doors. You fucking.
No, this movie's, I don't know. It feels very, like it's a very concept movie where it's like, we had this idea, we want to use it, we have to build a story around this concept, but it's not a very good story. They could take 10, 20 minutes to flesh out some characters, flesh out some background, you know. Because Steve dying, as much as it's like super like, you know, fuck, this is real now, it's more, it never feels like impactful because we don't know his backstory.
Right.
We just know that he's a popular dude. Like they show a bunch of people at his funeral. Who are those people to him?
Yeah.
Like if they were like starting to become friends and like Steve invited them over for like dinner and we met his mom and the camera was just kind of like left on like a dresser or whatever. I don't know what I call it.
Yeah.
Something that would be like our eyes into the dinner, but at the same time, just like we hear his story, his background, and his family. Yeah.
We also don't know anything about Matt either.
Yeah, but fuck him.
Yeah, true. He's a piece of shit and I hate him. He's the least complex and the most annoying.
I really don't care for him at all. I mean,
his story is entirely like that specific scene with him and I can't remember her name.
Nope, can't either. She didn't give her
Casey.
Depth. They'd be like,
Casey.
That's right.
Her depth is she also likes camera. That's it.
It's like, yeah, her role is to be romantic interest for Matt, even though the romantic interest isn't really romantic. It's just kind of like we both have camera.
And then, well, no, Matt didn't have camera until later.
He camera during the party, so
yeah, but that's not when they met and when things mattered. And then they really either a lot of time passes and it doesn't really say, or they are the quickest moving relationship of all time. They talked at a party and then the next scene and every other scene, she keeps calling him babe. And it's like, this is very quick.
Well,
it hasn't been a day.
Scene, I mean, at the end of the scene, they say you want to like head out or whatever. And, you know, I think it's fair to assume if you do the deed in high school that you're like a thing. It's not like a one night stand. I think it's more like.
That's fair. I totally keep forgetting that this movie's set in high school because all of them are very not high schoolers.
That's every high school movie.
Well, I know, but there are some where it's like more or less believable. It's like the Tobey Maguire thing. This is very obviously a nearly 30-year-old man. This is not high school.
Well, how old is Michael B. Jordan?
I don't know.
Because I think he's like 41 now.
Jesus, really?
He's a good looking, like.
He is an old man. 38, so he would have been 25. Give or take.
He doesn't look super far off from high school in this movie.
Well, he's not the only one that exists in this movie.
No, but I'm saying like he's the most like acceptable one.
Andrew DeHaan somehow looks 50 and 15 at the same time.
That's how he looks like in Tasm too. I think it's his
Why
hair.
did I call him Andrew DeHaan? Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan. That's Dane.
Andrew is his name in the movie.
Just mix them together.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't like his hair. It's very thin. Like I know I'm like hating on his looks, but it's very thin and it's very like long at the same time. So it gives that essence of I'm older than I am.
Fair.
And that's why I'm like, we could fix that, right?
No.
I mean, he's got the hair. He can just cut it back.
This could be our shortest episode of all time, but it's also the shortest movie we've watched.
Yeah, 84 minutes isn't technically theater length.
Yeah, I was going to say less than an hour and a half is crazy.
You have to hit an hour and a half to be considered a theatrical release.
Didn't this release in theaters, though?
That's why I'm confused. Yeah. Or
how'd this do? Did it do?
It's a great question.
Did it do numbers?
We haven't talked about
it
that.
Had a budget of $12 million and made $126 million. I think they did okay.
Yeah.
I think they did all right.
12X. Yeah.
Opening weekend, it did $22 million.
That's a good weekend for me for making a $10 million movie. Yeah.
Right? It grossed almost double worldwide than it did in the US and Canada.
That makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. I don't know how that works. I never really look at that number. It's just drastically different.
Yeah. Like there's a reason why Disney and other companies do so much to like
appease
hide
China.
certain things. Yeah. Hide certain things for like China and Japan because they make a lot of money and hiding certain things.
I mean, there are a lot more people elsewhere in the world. I just never feel like American films matter outside of America.
I mean, that's basically where they made all the money for Transformers 4. There's a movie that came out this year called Nisa 2. It just got an American release like a few weeks ago. It made already $2 billion. It's one of the highest grossing movies of all time because it only released in China.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was going to look at something. I have an idea for our fill-in movie that we still got to make.
I did too. You just didn't reply to me.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if I'm going to have enough to say about any of those movies.
I'm just saying the one movie.
Right, I know, but I don't think that would be an entertaining episode. Why did Sushana blow up that village?
What has Matt been in? Because the other two, I know that they've been in other movies. He was in Carrie.
Carrie Fisher?
No, Carrie 2013.
Who the hell is that?
It's the movie based off a Stephen King book.
No, so when was... Sorry, I'm totally getting distracted again. I just saw it. When is Sinners coming to...
July 4th.
How far ahead are we? Can we just wait and do that?
I mean, July 4th has passed already when this comes out.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but see, that puts us really close. So I don't know. Maybe we move a couple other things back. I don't know what's looking at anniversaries and stuff.
I'd say just move most of it up.
You know what I meant. Move it that way and then just have Sinners be the replacement. You know what I meant. Up, back, left, right. I don't fucking know. Move something somewhere. Do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Sinners is really good.
We'll find out. I'm going to rate it 1 star just so you get...
I do think this is like the first time we've ever had a swap where I didn't like a movie as much as you did.
Yeah.
Besides maybe Tombstone, and that's just because Tombstone had like that.
That's just because it's a Western and you're not that into Westerns. And I'm not really either, but that movie, it's not even that whole movie. It's fucking Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. I will... If that movie is on somewhere, I am sitting down and watching it. I don't care.
And even with Tombstone, it was more like I liked it. I just don't like it as much as you do.
Right. This one's you don't like it, and I really enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah,
I get it's basic as shit, but I feel like that was kind of the point.
It's basically shit. I don't really like the whole format of found footage
Right.
usually.
Yeah.
Unless it's used properly. There's movies where I can be like, yes, this is used properly. I like it here. Like Blair Witch, used properly. Boring ass movie, but used properly. Blair Witch, there's a lot of nothing. That's what I'm saying.
It's tough.
But like, yeah, basic as shit. The found footage isn't right to me, and yeah, it's just the end effects were really, really taking me out of the movie.
See, for me, effects have to be really, really bad and also kind of not make sense. Like the flying thing, I would be more upset if that's how.
I'm more upset with the chroma keyed and
Sure. And I just didn't pay enough
bad
attention to
CG.
catch that, I guess.
That baseball, dude, that first baseball was like, okay, this is not going to be good.
I was so confused watching that first baseball because it didn't always look bad, but the throws didn't make any sense.
That's because they're moving them with their mind.
No, well, yes, but also it's because they had to, because they can't throw a fucking baseball. That's also, the thing. If nobody moves it with their mind, you don't have to worry. They couldn't hit each other. I thought Steve was supposed to be this fucking athlete. You know what? To be fair,
baseball and football are very two different things.
Only if you're bad.
Well, throwing.
Yeah, no, I saw Joe Burrow fail to throw a baseball. You know who wouldn't do that? Any other quarterback in football, because they're not all stupid.
Well, most of them also played baseball growing up.
Yeah, most people do. So it's weird that Joe Burrow didn't.
Well, I mean,
he seems like the right.
The Royals.
Yeah, but I mean,
Tigers.
You don't have to have gotten drafted to. The fact that I can throw a baseball guaranteed 100% of the time better than Joe Burrow is crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy. Did you not play in Little League at all? How does that happen?
No, but for knows.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I forgot that I was supposed to put the fucking mitten for my face. It was in second grade.
So you're stupid.
No, it's a pop fly. That's the first time I've ever seen one. And
I know. I'm supposed to catch this ball with this glove in my hand, but I'm just gonna look at it until it hits me in the nose.
I shouldn't block my fucking vision, right? So
don't take an extra step back and hold the glove here and catch it.
You think second grade me knew that?
I did.
I also didn't play. That was the first year I played baseball, and I never played baseball.
The first time I played baseball, I wasn't that ass at it. I probably was like when my uncle was like teaching me how to play catch. When, you're first learning, I'm sure I was. But also, you get hit in the face one time, you learn to not get hit in the fucking face again.
And I haven't. I was much better at football.
By not playing baseball doesn't count. I bet if I gave you a mitt today and chucked a ball at your face, you'd still get hit in the face.
Probably because I'm not used to the speed of a baseball. Baseball speed and football speed are very two different things.
So much. It makes me upset. I want 50, to play. Maybe 60. I want to. Nobody's throwing a football 60 miles an hour.
Patrick Mahomes does.
No, he does not.
He threw 155 at Texas Tech. I know that for sure because they did that whole.
Okay, so the hardest thrown pass ever. That's not maybe 60. Most guys aren't doing that, and they're never doing that multiple times.
No, I'm not saying multiple times. You're throwing 50 at the hardest typically.
That's been one of my things. I just want to go play like baseball catch with somebody. I just want to go play catch. I want to go have a catch. But
according to
none of the friends that live near me ever played baseball, and I'm too afraid that I'll hit them in the face with a baseball.
Fair.
And then they'll get all upset, and then I have to fight them.
According to Google, it seems like Jordan Love threw the hardest one at 61.98 miles per hour.
Crazy.
He probably missed his target by like 50 feet, though.
There it is. Bro's got to take shots at the Packers.
Yeah. Sorry, your quarterback could never do that because he was on injury reserve.
True. Somehow he still won more games than your quarterback did, Quasi.
No?
Yes, because he was on a team that actually won games. That's all that matters. Also, he won that one preseason game, which is like the equivalent of all the Bears wins this season.
Bears beat the Packers. We are undefeated in 2025. You are not.
Did a single Packers starter play that game?
Yes.
Oh, did
they
they?
were playing for
remember.
playoff position? Yeah.
I couldn't
Jordan
remember
Love
if
lost
it
that
mattered.
game. Yeah, Jordan Love lost that game.
Cool. Caleb's still never beaten the Vikings though. Tough.
Yeah, but
still not going.
We'll see week 1.
Yeah, when he gets murdered by Brian Flores again, it's gonna be tough.
Oh, it's been crazy when JJ McCarthy can't handle Grady Jarrett in his.
First of all, phrasing. Second of all, if Grady Jarrett is your biggest pass rush threat, I guarantee you get 0 sacks.
No, but I'm pretty sure your guards are still pretty weak currently.
We have 2 guards better than any guard on your team.
Joe Tooney exists, the best guard in football.
Yeah, we got Will Fries. We got some fries with that. He's better.
Isn't Donovan Jackson probably going out to tackle for the first few weeks?
Depends. Like, it depends on where Darrisaw's at. He could be back.
Oh.
And if Darrisaw's back, I have faith.
That's great. Jordan Addison won't be back.
He hasn't been suspended yet, so he probably will be.
He hasn't been suspended yet.
Hey, man, at this point, I don't think they're gonna.
Just the sentence. Hasn't been suspended yet.
Oh, I'm predicting the suspension's coming. It's gotta.
Right,
we have to fill time. We ran out of things to talk about 40 minutes in. We have to fill time.
We've been filling time.
I know. We have to keep filling time.
We're still?
We're not even at 55 minutes yet.
Damn, that's crazy.
They should make Chronicle 2 Electric Boogaloo.
How? One of them's still alive.
I was going to say, somehow somebody lived. Somehow they both lived. Imagine that. Somehow Palpatine returned. If Star Wars can get away with it, so can Chronicle.
I would love to know what the fuck gave them their powers. I know they're like, that gives away that was the whole point.
No, but like, actually a movie, like, specific... Do another found footage movie, not about anybody with superheroes or superpowers, but just of like scientists finding the thing and explaining what it is. And then maybe one of them gets powers and goes a little crazy.
Fair. I mean, they kind of set up that, and like, then the government has found that.
Right. And then when they go crazy, they somehow bring Steve and Andrew back, and then you get a third one. And you call it the fight for the Chronicles or something, and then
also, yeah, what does the title have to do with this? Like,
they're Chronicle. I don't know
things.
You don't know what Chronicle means, do you?
No, I don't.
that tracks.
That's why I'm like, what does Chronicle mean? Is it like I mean, I remember the Spider Wark Chronicles when I was a kid. Was it just like a story?
No, a chronicle. It's a factual written account of important or historical events in order of their occurrence.
That makes more sense.
So, like I said, it's just a chronicle. It is just a chronicle.
That makes sense.
So the second one is Chronicle 2 in the lab. And the third one...
In the lab is such a fucking dumb.
And then Chronicle 3, Fight for Seattle. In that one, we get to see Steve use the Space Needle as a weapon.
They tried. I definitely thought the Volkswagen Beetle was going through the
It totally should have. I don't know what
that's been used so many times as like a weapon and like these big like superhero
but
shit.
The whole thing is like Steve is supposed to be the really strong one, so he's just gonna pick up the Space Needle and hit Matt with it because Steve's gonna be a villain in the third one. That's the big twist.
I do wish that. Also, Steve's dead.
Did you ignore the part where I said the scientist figures it all out, gets powers, brings Steve and Andrew back to life?
Oh, yeah, sure.
But now Steve's evil. Andrew's still evil. So it's Matt and the scientist, played by... name a woman.
Name a single one, geek. Name a single woman.
I'm working on it. I can't name an actor right now. I got
Jesus
Blue's
Christ.
Clues in my head. I don't know what's going on.
Why do you have Blue's Clues?
I don't know. That's the name that's there, man. I'm stuck. Help.
A single woman, dude. It's not that hard.
Oh, right. Well, I'm trying to think of one that would like make sense here.
You're trying to think of a teenager.
No. Well, no, because it's been fucking 20 years. It can't be anymore. Also, it's a scientist.
13.
You can't be an 18-year-old scientist. That's not how this works. Well, I guess Sheldon Cooper was, but he doesn't count.
Also, technically, as long as you're doing science experiments, you are a scientist.
Oh, shut up and die.
Oh, I'm sorry, semantic man. Are you tired of semantic?
I just don't want you using semantic. That's my thing, not yours.
Crazy.
No, I'm trying to think of like who is like an actress that's near the same age as like Michael B. Jordan.
38?
Yeah.
I think Elizabeth Olsen.
And I'm just kind of like realizing that I don't know the ages of any actresses. Well, no, I can think of a lot, but like I genuinely don't know how old any of them are.
Where I just know women's ages because
yeah, that's kind of creepy, bro.
I don't know why. It's my Chronicle. Elizabeth Olsen's like 39, 38.
How old's Natalie Portman?
42.
That works. That works. She can play a scientist. Yes.
He's from Padme.
Yes. They should recast somebody else as Hayden Christensen. They recast Matt because nobody liked Matt. Also,
has Hayden Christensen done anything since Star Wars besides?
I think he's only doing Star Wars now. I think he's only. I think he only cares about Star Wars. Well, like I mean, he did entirely retire. So like,
did he?
Way long ago. He was a farmer, dude. He hadn't done a project in over a decade, and then he went to Star Wars. Yes, he was retired. He only came back for Star Wars.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like for a while, it was from whenever. Like, let me look. Where's his things?
IMDb, probably.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm looking.
Look it up.
Wow, he did projects that I didn't realize. What the hell? Good, deserved. Hashtag
fuck
real.
Off.
No. Hey, we're about to get to. Did you see that the script leaked for the finals tonight?
NBA finals. Yeah, 131 to 128 Pacers.
Yeah, that 3-point difference really does show me that we're gonna get a game winner from Tyrese. If Tyrese hits a game winner to make it 131, 128.
Oh, did you hear they're trying to take away the validity of the Pacers win if they win already?
Why?
People were saying that the NBA Finals winners actually don't matter because if the Pacers win.
Oh.
Also, the NBA Finals is way done when this goes up.
True. You all know whether we're psycho or not right now. Did you see that OKC has already painted their buses for the parade? And footage of it leaked? That's crazy. Yeah, dude. You can't have that leak 20 minutes before the game. Wait, did Tyrese hit his first shot? Is it game? Oh, stats not available. Fuck off and die. Fuck off and die. I gotta go look on my phone. I gotta go look. We're looking before we whatever the fuck. Help. I don't know how Chronicle's work. Chronicle's great. You're mid.
Ugh.
Oh, Tyrese hasn't taken a shot yet.
I would not rewatch this movie. That's all I have to say.
What do you mean? First time we hang out, we're watching Chronicle.
No, we're watching Twilight. We've been over this.
Oh, right. Great movies.
Yeah. And then you can crash out and we watch the third one again.
No, you just hopefully won't say the same dumb thing. I think I learned you better than that.
Learned ya? It's called taught ya.
No. Bro's no fun.
The no fun guy cannot be telling me that I'm no fun.
That's not even semantics. Like people have always said, gonna learn you. That's a thing. It's a very Western thing.
Improper English. That's improper English.
Name me one bit of proper English, because the American version's so bastardized. None of it is proper.
Buffalo,
So
buffalo, 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 buffalo.
it's not proper.
It
You
is
forgot all the
proper.
commas.
Buffalo, buffalo, buffalo. I don't know what the fuck.
Bro doesn't know where to put the commas.
No, maybe
Uh,
that's the fucking U.S. fucking education system.
no, I blame the Illinois education system. Don't blame the whole country for your problems.
I'm not gonna give credit to the Wyoming education system.
Why not? I'm smarter than you.
That's not why I credit Wyoming.
That's fair. Uh-oh. Pacers are now losing its ball game. It's 6-5 in the first quarter. Game over.
So I don't like watching basketball because you only need to really turn in the fourth quarter.
And then it's impossible to watch.
True.
Because the final 3 minutes of the game takes 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Is the court better? Do they have the big
I'm
giant
sure it's
finals
not.
sticker? Oh.
Oh, somebody hit a 3.
Is it Tyrese?
I'm really hoping it is, because if he makes his first shot, it's game over. I don't know if he made his first one, but he's made 2 out of 3, and he's made 2 threes,
Okay,
apparently.
we'll go with it.
Halliburton for 3.
The Halliburton has arrived.
That's still so crazy, dude.
It's one of the greatest sayings of all time.
Wait, does he have 2 threes?
Oh.
No, I'm confused.
Oh, we can't move anything up.
Why?
Because the next month is a special month.
That's August.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the last episode of July.
Fuck. Really?
It was supposed to, then we had to move it up, obviously.
So what is currently supposed, like, is the next thing a Chadwick
42.
movie? Really?
Mhm.
Oh, so we have to figure out 2 movies then, right?
No, just one.
No.
Yeah, I'm fixing the sketch right
What
now.
about July 28th?
That's the only way to figure out. Which will be our next episode. So it'll be a mystery to everyone, including us. That's crazy. It's insane, geek.
Yeah, I don't like
Like
it.
everyone on their tip of their toes. Let's grab Miller again.
We used to have everything planned, and we still do through next year in August, except for next week. How? I don't know. It's because here, I'm gonna put this here for everybody who cares. Waiting is a bad movie. Don't watch it.
You can't just say that because we cover bad movies on purpose.
No, but there's a difference. It's a bad movie. Don't watch it.
It's a bad movie more in the ways of Boondock Saints. How about that?
No, but it's worse than Boondock Saints. It ages worse than Boondock Saints.
That's what I'm saying. It's more in the ways of Boondock Saints than.
But I'm
an
just
actual
letting
bad
people know
movie.
it's actually worse than that, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Also, I kind of hate Ryan Reynolds now.
I mean,
I've seen him in like 3 films since Deadpool, and that includes watching Waiting again. I really hate that he just made Deadpool Ryan Reynolds. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't so bad in the first Deadpool, but it has progressively gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. And now Neil Patrick Harris is using the same vocal inflections as Ryan Reynolds, and that hurts my soul.
Okay, let's not slanderize MPH.
Have to.
No.
Do your own Deadpool voice.
Maybe
Also,
he just wants to check.
I hate that this kind of clicked for me watching that movie, because we were supposed to record that and we're not gonna. It kind of clicked for me that Ryan Reynolds' like comedic timing is Matthew Perry's comedic timing. It's the same thing. He is just Chandler from Friends.
Maybe if you watch too much Friends, and that's why you've connected the dots.
I do watch a lot of Friends. Also, but that's the issue, is I have Matthew Perry's comedic timing. The world has decided this.
It's why sometimes you sound like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. But that's, but it offends me because people have me saved in their phone as Deadpool because of that. And I no longer feel like that's accurate. It's just Ryan Reynolds. And that's gross. Waiting
We're
has me a little
stuck.
upset.
Clearly.
Watch it. Don't watch it, but watch it. You don't watch it. Grayson, you watch it. So you can see what my problem is.
I got other shit to do, man.
No, that's fair. Like, we got to go figure out a new movie. Grayson, hit the outro.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Dueling Fates podcast. Next week, we don't know the fuck we're doing. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever podcasting for. Until then, bye-bye.